What was your first business at that
I
time?
was just like mowing lawns for people in my neighborhood.
So you would just knock on their door and say, hey.
Now, one day I was jogging around in the worst neighborhood again, jogging in the neighborhood.
Right.
And I saw an older gentleman, and he was just like, he must be in his 70s or something. And he was like mowing the lawn like this, like very, very slow.
Yeah.
And I was a young
So you
guy.
saw opportunity.
No, I was just, hey, how about I just help you? I wasn't thinking about anything. So I helped him mow the lawn, and right afterwards, he poured $20 and gave it to me. Light bulb went. I was like, okay, maybe I can make some money doing this,
yeah.
right? And that gave me the inspiration. And here's what's interesting. So I had no money. So I thought, what if I do this for other people? Maybe I can make some money on the side. But I had no money. I didn't even have the money for the lawnmower.
Yeah.
So I talked to this older gentleman, and I said, why can I borrow your machine? Because I know I can see the machine is brand new, right? Like maybe it costs like $1,000. So to me, that at the time was a lot of money.
It was like $1 million.
It was like $1 million, right? So I asked him, well, can I borrow your machine? And in return, I would take care of the machine. I would add the gas and take care of everything, the blade and maintenance. I'll mow your lawn every single week for free, once a week. And I remember he said, you know what? I can't move this damn thing anyway. What the heck, young man, go ahead and use it.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my little machine. And then
First side hustle going,
like working a no money down deal, right? So I was knocking on door and mowing lawns. And, we made a few $100 here and there, but that's my first taste of entrepreneurship.
How much were you charging at that time?
It was like $10, $20. No, he's funny. He was a funny story. So I was knocking on door, and no one, like I was knocking, hey, do you want me to mow your lawn? No, we don't need that. We don't need that shit.
Yeah.
At the time, my mom had a friend, my aunt. She had a printing business, right? Like, printing business card and flyers and all that. So I went to my aunt and said, hey, aunt, why don't, you print a bunch of flyers? I will help you distribute in the neighborhood, like printing service. But yeah, there are two sides of flyer, right? Right? I said, you print 5,000 of these, I'll run around, I'll distribute it. On the other side, can I put my stuff on it? Right?
Yeah, my lawn mowing services,
It's just like, what the heck, right?
Yeah.
And so I've been always very entrepreneurial.
Yeah, you know how to, be resourceful in the situation.
win-win, right?
Yeah. Because a lot of people wouldn't have even tried that because they'll say, well, I don't have the money for a lawnmower, I don't have any of that. So
that stops them, right?
Yeah, it's a good proof right there that it's not about what you have, it's about what you do with what you have.
100%.
And you were exuding that even at a young age.
It's never lack of resources. I think it's a lack of resourcefulness, right? And I was just resourceful. I had no money. So I had time. I can put in effort. And I distribute all 500 flyers. I ran home and I was just waiting for the phone. I thought I'm going to get rich.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my God, 5,000 people? Oh my God, I'm going to get 100 phone calls. Oh, I'm going to block my time. I'm still going to school. I thought I'm going to make like thousands of dollars, right?
Right.
1 hour, no call. 1 day, no call. 3 days, not a single one. I was checking the flyer. Shit, did I put in the wrong number?
Right.
No, it's the right number, right? Not a single phone call from the flyer,
Wow.
right? And I learned, okay, there's something that you can have a great product, a great service, but if you don't know how to get it out there, do marketing and get people to pay attention, no one's going to buy from you. So I came with an idea. I thought to myself, and this affected my philosophy for the rest of my life, my business philosophy. So I think back, the very first client I had who paid me $20. What did I do? I mowed the lawn first before asking anything in return. That's how I got that first $20, right?
Right, yeah.
I thought, let me do that again. So I ran around the neighborhood and I found probably one of the higher end expensive homes in the neighborhood. And I saw the lawn was like up to this high, like high. And I just found a day and I just mowed the entire thing. Now this is illegal.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that. I'm not an advocate of that, but I did that.
So you didn't even knock on their door? You
I just mowed the whole lawn, right? I did the whole thing.
Right.
And I finished the whole thing and I sat at the front door waiting for the homeowner to come back. Okay, it's funny, it's a housewife. She came back and she couldn't recognize her lawn because it's this lawn.
Right, yeah.
She drove by and then she drove back and she pulled, what the hell is going on, right?
Right.
And she's like, who are you? I said, I'm just a kid. I'm trying to make some money. I provide these services, a fly. Oh, this is awesome. My husband travels all the time. He's never home. I can't do this stuff. Thank you so much. You make my lawn look so nice. She gave me $100.
Wow.
$100, right? And that affected me for the rest of my life. So my business philosophy until this very day, if you say one of my motto for business, add value first before you ask anything in return. That's how I always approach. You know how most business people, they approach somebody, yeah, they want to sell them some shit, right? Or they want to, hey man, you do something for me, or like, you know, on social media, people come to me all the time, or they feel like just because I'm successful, that I'm obligated to help them.
Right. You can so easily will just give them handouts.
That's not the case. They got to earn it. So my philosophy is any interaction with people, how can I add value to what you do? It's always my most favorite question is this: what is the most important project you're working on that I can add value to?
I'll share a story with you. Many years ago, when I first met my mentor, and I was telling him about all these businesses that I had started. I said, hey, you know, Alan, I mean, I started all these businesses, and somehow, I don't know, man, I'm not making enough money. I'm struggling. I don't know why. My customers, they're like cheap. They're very difficult to deal with, and oh man, I don't know, the economy, and it's kind of sucks. And I think I pay too much in taxes. I mean, I was rambling on and complaining and bitching about all these things, and he said, stop. I said, what? He said, stop. I said, what do you mean? He said, stop. He said, it's very simple, Dan. Let me teach you something. He said, if your business sucks, it's because as a business person, you suck. I said, what? No, I work hard. I said, I was very defensive. I was like, I learn and I try to do my best and try to serve my customers. He said, no, you suck as a business person. He said, if you got sales problem, it means you suck as a salesperson. If you got employee problem, it means it sucks that you're a manager and a business leader. It's very, very simple. He said, remember this, your business is always a reflection of you. Your business is always a reflection of you. Nothing more.
What works for me was I have my mentor. It's just you got to find that someone that who you resonate with, who you respect. That to me it may not be the answer for everybody, but that was the answer for me. Yeah, you could watch 100 YouTube videos.
Right.
You could listen to 100 podcasts. You find that how come you actually have less clarity compared to before you even watch all this shit.
Right, yeah.
So you need, like, knowledge is not wisdom, right? I always say knowledge is data. Is knowing all these things you could possibly do. Wisdom is knowing which one is bullshit and just do this. You need to do this. And chances are, if you could get there by yourself, you'll already be there.
Powerful, yeah.
Your conscious level, your understanding got you to this point, this far. But if you have someone who is just from a distance, someone who trusts, who believe in you, and can say, hey, oh my, don't do this. Have you seen this? Have you looked at this? No. It changes everything.
Opens up a whole new possibility.
It's a possibility, right? And you want to find someone like a true mentor, not a fake mentor.
Right.
A true mentor who cares about your success, a mentor who you could talk to, just like one-on-one interaction, and a mentor who's where you want to be in your dreams.
Right, who's in it.
Who's in, not like done it 10 years ago, who's in it, who's doing it, is still like been there and done that, continues to do it. You can find that person, I mean, do whatever the hell you could to learn from that, whoever that person is. But if you find that person, oh man, that's when I find my mentor, I went all in. It was not, let me think about it. No, I went all in, whatever it takes. I don't care if I have to pay. I don't care if I have to work. I don't care if I have to volunteer. I don't care, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
That changed my life.
What would be a new piece of advice, or maybe something you haven't shared before that you find to be an important or integral part to people along their own journey?
Goes back to the mentoring. Instead of trying to learn from all these different people, find one person and then stick with that. Because I like to use the martial metaphor. Imagine you want to learn martial art. What if you go to, let's say this week, you go to a karate class, next week you go to a boxing class, next week, the week after you go to a taekwondo class, and then the week after you go to a Krav Maga class. You never get good at anything, right? I think the purpose of learning is mastery. If you find the right mentor, and the right mentor to me is like, you look at the guy and you say, that's a guy I could spend 10 years learning from, that I would still so much to learn.
Yeah.
That's the right guy. And when you find that guy, just stick with it. Don't have that shiny object syndrome. Oh, that sounds good. That guy sounds pretty good. you never get good at anything.
Jack of all trades, master at
It's
none.
none. But you found that the right person, you don't need a lot. If the guy is truly good, have depth, have wisdom, that one person can help you achieve all your goals.
Yeah, become a master.
And
of
as
that.
you are growing, chances are your mentor is growing too. If your mentor is good, active, right? So you're like, get to hear, but your mentor is growing too, right? And that's why I take pride. I'm the guy that usually when anyone that goes through everybody else, and they finally found me. When they found me, my guys, talk to any one of them, they don't leave. They've been with me 2, 3, 5, 6 years. They don't leave. But I would look back and I would say, you know what, success is getting what you want, but significance is giving what you got. You have to go through the stage. You have to learn how to become successful. Yes, I know, I get it. Get the car, get the house, get all that stuff.
Right.
But when you do get there, you realize there's more to life. Because at the end of the day, how many cars can you drive? Right? How many beds can you sleep on? It's one house, it's one car, it's 2 cars. After a while, those things don't mean a lot. What is meaningful is you'll be able to do what you like to do. And success to me is the definition is very simple. I think it is be able to have a predetermined plan, whatever the plan is, predetermined plan, executing the plan successfully over a long period of time, and having fun doing it.
Enjoying the process.
If you can do that, I think you're very successful. So it's not so much a destination, it's a journey. So don't wait till, when I make that fucking $1 million, I'll be happy, I'll be
Right,
successful. No, chances are if you're not happy along the way, you're not going to enjoy the $1 million.
Not gonna last. Or if you get there, you'll chill out.
Yeah,
or
like
stop.
nowadays, I don't even think about like money and I'm going to make it's this much, I'm going to make that much. But when you don't focus on that, money is a funny thing. Money goes to people who doesn't need it. Money goes to people who knows how to multiply it.
Right.
When you're not chasing money, money just comes. Like it's crazy. And the second one, which you kind of have touched on, I think is the mindset. Yeah. That I think to be successful, you need the mindset and you need the skill set. You need both. So without the mindset, I don't care how good you are, how good the product is, or how good your offer is. None of that matters because your mindset is not at the right place. Yeah. You may have negative association with money. You may have negative association with people who's got money. Yeah. You might have negative association with success or fear or failure. Yeah. I actually find that most people are actually have fear of success more than failure because they know how to fail. What they don't know is how to succeed. So they're actually not comfortable with success. You can tell, you look at people where sometimes I see people I recommend people to do, they change the environment. And when I had no money, I would go to, like when I was doing copywriting, I would go to downtown. I would go to the hotel and I would stay in the hotel and I would just work in the lobby because I want the environment. I want to be comfortable, right? Yeah. And as I make more money, I would get a cup of tea. As I make more money, I would do lunch there. I could have business meeting there. Then finally, I can make enough money to stay there. Yeah. But it's that comfort. So they're not comfortable with success, although they say they want success, but they're actually not comfortable with it. You can see their behavior, even the minute they make a little bit of money, like ooh, right?
Well, even in some cases too, it might mean that more successful you become, you might get some critics or haters or people jealous. There's some. You have to deal with that, right? And haters, a lot of people, they're afraid of
criticisms,
of going for it 100%.
And also your friends will think differently of you, right? Your friends and family, and you might have to get some new friends. Yeah. I hate to say it, but it's that. So the mindset, if you have the mindset, that's all good. So you have the abundance mindset, but then you also need a skill set to back it up because without the skills, you can't deliver value to the marketplace. So it doesn't matter. Let's say, Stefan, it's, Tony Robbins, positive thinking, gratitude, all that is good, but if you cannot communicate, you cannot teach, you cannot sell, you cannot blog, you cannot market, you cannot make videos, you don't have those skills, it does not matter, right? You need that skills to bring that to the marketplace. For sure. Right? Yeah. And over the years, what skills you have developed over the years?
think about it.
Yeah.
That are important for you, right?
For sure. Speaking,
writing, communicating, selling, right?
Technical skills.
Yeah, even how to use the camera, everything.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what makes you successful. Last reason why I believe most business fail is the business owner himself or herself, they don't know how to close. They don't know how to sell. They may be very passionate about an idea, they might be very creative, they may be inventor, or they may be they have some relationships that could start the business, but they don't have a skill, they don't have the ability to close, to persuade and convince. The ability to close is the number one skill that you need in business. And that's what I teach. The number one skill you need in business, because everything you want in terms of resources, capital, employee, every single day you're closing. You're talking with a vendor, you're negotiating, you're closing. You are motivating employees, trying to sell them your vision, you're closing. You are talking with customers, you're closing. You're talking vendor, you're closing. Every single day you're closing. Without that ability, the business won't work. They don't know how to produce revenue. When you don't know how to close, you don't know how to produce revenue. Remember this, whoever can make it rain controls the game. Whoever can make it rain controls the game. So if you don't know how to make it rain, you don't know how to bring in revenue, you don't know how to generate sales, your business will struggle. I've never seen a company that go out of business because of too much revenue. I'll say it again. I've never seen a company that goes out of business because of too much revenue. It's always a lack of revenue that the owner is very good at what they do. They're very talented. They're very passionate. They might even have expertise and experience, but they can't close worth of shit. They can't close. They don't know how to generate revenue. If you know how to generate revenue, your business is fine. Then you can bring on the people. Then you can bring on talents. Then you can bring on a team. So the number one thing you got to figure out in your business, the number one key is you got to figure out your optimal selling strategy. What is the optimal selling strategy? It means how can you make that first profitable sale? That's the number one focus you need. Not how do I make the greatest gadget, how do I make the greatest thing, how do I deliver the greatest program? No. How can you make the first profitable sale? How can you make that first profitable sale? When you can do that, you can make that first sale profitably, meaning let's say the sale is a $10,000 sale, and you can make the sale by spending $1,000 or $2,000 to acquire that customer, you've got a business. Predictably. Until you figure a way to consistently and predictably make that first profitable sale, you don't have a fucking business. You have a hobby. You have a dream. You might hope, oh, maybe someone would send me referral. Maybe someone would hire me. Maybe when I put my name out there, someday someone would call me. That's not a business. You must have a predictable and consistent way of making their first profitable sale. You look at most businesses that fail. You look at most people out there, you ask them this question, do you have a predictable way of making your first profitable sale? They'll look at you, blank. Like what? Huh? What? Huh? What? They cannot even answer that question. If you can answer that question and you can execute it and you can do it, your success rate just goes through the roof.